general, here are 3 things to get started with that can support your adrenals, support your thyroid, support your whole hormonal cascade that will start to alleviate those symptoms. Number 1 is to start off your day within 60 to 90 minutes of rising with a high protein breakfast. So I would aim for about 20 to 30 grams of protein, being mindful of the carb and sugar impact of that breakfast. So you want to focus more on protein and healthy fats rather than having, a bagel or waffle or pancake that might just cause you to spiral and be on a blood sugar roller coaster for the day. So when we have 20 to 30 grams of protein within the 60 to 90 minutes of rising, we are balancing our blood sugar first thing in the morning. We are supporting our adrenals, and that will bleed into more balanced energy and mood for the day. It will lead to less of that 3 p.m. crash, and then less of the late night snacking, eating, looking for that glass of wine because we've just been like stressed out all day and we're looking for this transition. This one tip alone has led to so many transformations with my clients. It's like the number one thing that people thank me for just encouraging them to do. And I hear a little bit of pushback on this one because, potentially we're holding on to weight or we have an inability to lose weight. We're trying to step into this intermittent fasting world. We're drinking coffee. We don't have time in the morning. There's a million excuses. And if I start eating breakfast first thing in the morning, then all I'm thinking about is food for the day. So just know that there's a transition period where you start doing this, you start shifting around how you're eating, and you might not feel amazing the very first day, but eventually your body acclimates and you get used to this, and then your hunger and cravings taper later in the day. So that's number 1. Number 2 is wait to have your coffee until 9 or 10 a.m. This is a tough one, but coffee is a huge stimulant, which we look for. We wake up exhausted. If you have adrenal fatigue, you have perimenopause, you're like in a fog, and that's what we kind of crawl ourselves to the coffee pot to get our mojo going for the day. And the problem is we have the coffee first. We don't hydrate before the coffee. And then we have this dehydrating coffee that's super stimulating. We get our mojo going for the day, but we artificially boost our cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone that's linked to, when we have imbalanced cortisol levels, it's linked to holding on to weight in the midsection and all of the symptoms of adrenal fatigue. So we get this coffee, we artificially stimulate cortisol. Our body gets slow and sluggish with producing its natural cortisol. And it's like, I don't need to do the hormone regulation thing because I'm getting this from an artificial outside source. So that throws off the cortisol curve, which could throw off melatonin and sleep curve, which plays into your estrogen, progesterone, and all of the other hormones. So simply waiting till 9 or 10 a.m. allows your natural cortisol to boost first thing in the morning, allows your blood sugar to be balanced with the high protein breakfast. And then you move into something stimulating like coffee, or consider matcha or something that's less stimulating and caffeinated, depending on where you are with adrenal fatigue. And then the third thing is to go to bed when you're actually tired. Almost, I would say about 90% of the women that I see present with adrenal fatigue symptoms. I think it's just the world that we live in is overstimulating. There's social media that we're constantly scrolling on. We're constantly getting texts and dings and multitasking and doing all of the other things that we're trying to just stay afloat. And we get tired early, but it's too early to go to sleep. I'm not going to go to sleep at 8 or 9 p.m. So I'm going to wait it out till 10, and then I'll go hop into bed, maybe 10, or maybe it's 11 or 12 or even later. But we fight the first sign of sleepiness, and then we get that second wind and we can't fall asleep. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This is honestly 90% of my clients, men and women. I see mostly women, although I do see men as well. And if we just tried it out, like what would happen if that one night you just went to sleep at 8 or 9 p.m. and like, would your sleep be deeper? Would you still wake up between 1 and 3 a.m. to use the restroom or whatever the pattern is? That's a typical adrenal fatigue sign too. So we want to maximize the power hours of sleep, which happen before midnight. So the earlier that you get to bed, the more restorative, the more hormone balancing that it is. And it's like double bang for your buck, getting to bed by 10 p.m., which might mean you hop into bed at 9:30 to start reading and winding down, sniff some lavender, have some tart cherry juice, whatever your sleep routine is, not scrolling on your phone and stimulating your eyes with that blue light and pulling the melatonin levels down, but really letting yourself unwind so you can get to sleep earlier, so you can maximize on hormone rejuvenation and sleep, so you wake up more energized, you can have that power protein breakfast, and then so on and so forth. So those are the 3 tips.